Yo, what's up, David? How you doing? So yeah, what's up, everyone? This is Gary A. Swaby, and I am here for Watch Gang, which is my analysis show, should I say, of the Overwatch League and Overwatch in general. So I will be here to just talk over a few things and kind of give my thoughts on some things that happen in the league. Now, I haven't done this in a few weeks since the first week because I was sick for a while. I have like a chronic illness, and also, my weekends have been a little busy as well. And since the league is only weekends now, it sometimes makes it difficult for me to catch the matches and everything. But there are some things to discuss. First of all, I want to toot my own horn because in London, I should say, this weekend, I actually went to an event at the Microsoft store on Regent Street, and I was attending an event which was hosted by a friend of mine called Annabelle, and she represents an organization called Melanin Gamers. And so I went there, out of support, just to support her at the event. But they actually had an Overwatch tournament there, and I wasn't going to play because first of all, it was 1v1, and I don't like 1v1 mode. I just like the traditional Overwatch mode. And yeah, I ended up having to participate in the tournament anyway, just out of support and everything, and I ended up coming third place, and I even got a medal. So there you go. My esports career is official now. I came third in an Overwatch tournament, and this was 1v1 mode, and it was random heroes, and I'm a terrible DPS, let me just say that. So the fact that I made it that far says something. It says something. But but nah, I am not good at all. That it was purely luck. But shoutouts to the two ladies actually that came second and first in that tournament. They were very talented. But yeah, I just wanted to toot my own horn a bit and just let the world know that I am going to become an esports superstar soon enough. So yeah, David, what's up, man? Glad to see you in here. I need to come see your stream sometime. But yeah, so besides that, this weekend I was quite busy, so I didn't catch all the matches, but there was a Sombra play that I wanted to look at again, which I have loaded up on screen here. And this was a moment the match was New York Excelsior versus Washington Justice, and this weekend was actually the matches were held in Washington, so Washington was the home team. They won their first match on Saturday, which was against, let me try and remember, Boston. So they beat them 3-1. But unfortunately, they lost to New York. I say unfortunately, but I'm kind of happy about that because I'm a New York Excelsior supporter. But this Sombra play though, and this was the first map of the match, and they actually won this. Washington won this map. And this was an incredible play. So let me start it from here. And I'm going to just slow it down a little bit, slow down the speed. Okay. So as you can see, we're on Libero. He's playing Sombra. He has 92%, ult charge, and over here, Stratus has 95%, right? So, they're at 76% on the New York Excelsior side, and 89% on the Washington side, and Washington currently has the point. So, you know, New York is trying to take back the point here, right? And we all know that, you know, EMP is a powerful ult. You know, from Sombra, it makes her super powerful because she basically shuts down all the abilities. So both of these DPS players are, you know, kind of trying to charge up to 100 so they get their EMP. So check it out. So Libero has his, Stratus has his. Now you don't get a good angle here, but they show it in the replay. So Stratus is over here, keep an eye on him. You know, Stratus is over there on the right side of the screen, and you have Libero on the left side of the screen. He teleports in, and boom, there you go. He pops the EMP, right? But if you look on the screen, Libero was trying to use it, like he was trying to use his EMP at the exact same time. But Stratus got in there, like, it was like less than a second. It was like point something of a second, like, gap, and he would have got his ult off. But Stratus got in there first and blocked his EMP, which was great timing. It goes to show you that, you know, both of them had the same idea. They had the right idea. They had the game-winning idea right at the same time. But Stratus just got in there like a millisecond sooner than Libero did, which was insane. And then he kills him. So let me go back a little bit. So I wanna watch that play out again. Okay, so Libero gets his here. Stratus is on the other side. Here comes Stratus on the right side. So he teleports in, and bam, EMP. He gets, like, did he get 3 people there? Yeah, he got 3 people. He got Hotbar, Mano, and Libero. And then he kills Libero. And this actually wins them this map, like this round, basically. So yeah, that was amazing. I mean, I actually love Sombra. She's one of my favorite characters, along with Mercy. So I love seeing, you know, those kind of plays. There was a replay that gives you a better angle there. Let me see if this is it. Are they gonna show it? I think they show it around here. Yeah, here we go. So watch this, right? So Libero, he's about to pop his EMP. Stratus gets in there a millisecond sooner. And if the thing is, if Libero would have got that EMP, look how many players on the Washington side he would have got. Like, he would have got basically like the whole team, like, almost. So that was a big deal. Like, that was a game-winning play right there from Stratus. So props on that. But, you know, New York actually ended up winning this series. They won the match overall. And I have to say, like, even though I'm a New York supporter, so it's tough supporting them sometimes, because it's like sometimes they play too defensive and they don't play aggressive enough. And it's very frustrating to watch, because sometimes, like, I thought they were going to lose the second map as well. They actually won the second map, which was, what was it, it was Dorado, this one, right? So let me go forward a little bit. Go back to normal speed. So I'll just leave this in the background while I talk, but But yeah, like they were playing so defensive at times, like, and they were like all over the place, like they were separated. And I'm surprised they won this match, to be honest with you. Like this map, I thought they were gonna lose because they were always like here. Okay, they're together, but I don't know what it is. Like it's hard to really decipher what they're thinking. Sometimes it's like I don't know. They don't play like other teams who are just always on the aggressive and always sticking together and stuff. It's like they have such a unorthodox style at times, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad because it's like the team itself has so much skill. Like New York Excelsior has so much talent, right? But where in the matches that really matter, like the matches that you really want to see them excel, they drop the ball. Now this is just an average match for them, like because a team like Washington, they're not at the top really. They're good, they have talent, but I wouldn't expect them to beat New York on any given day. But in the matches where, like, let's say New York faces Vancouver Titans or the Shock, like New York just ends up getting dominated like by the other top teams usually when they play them, and it's so frustrating as a New York fan because you can recognize the talent they have, but they just hardly ever excel. So that's just something I wanted to put out there. New York Excelsior is one of my teams. The other one is Seoul Dynasty, but we have yet to see them play because a lot of matches did get cancelled because of the coronavirus. The ones in the Pacific Division, they all kind of got cancelled. But in I believe it's week 9 or 10, we will see some of the Chinese teams and Seoul Dynasty play for the first time. Yeah, so week 9, we'll finally get to see Seoul Dynasty, Spark, Hunters, Charge. Yeah, we'll get to see them all play finally, because all of those teams have yet to play so far this year. Shanghai as well, we haven't seen them play, but I think they play week 10, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Okay, okay, not week 10, but they do play at some point eventually. But yeah, so let me get to hero pools. Yeah, okay, Shanghai Dragons play on week, what is this, 11? Okay, they play week 11 in Los Angeles, so I'm looking forward to that. Like, I want to see what kind of state Shanghai is in. But let me get to the hero pool draw. So hero pools, for those who don't know, this is Blizzard's way of creating match diversity, because obviously in the Overwatch League and in the Overwatch game itself, we don't want to see people one tricking a specific hero and playing the same team composition over and over again, because having the same meta for too long can get very boring. And it happened last year with the GOATS meta, and it made a lot of the Overwatch League matches last year boring and kind of redundant. So basically Blizzard wants to keep things fresh by having hero pools. So in the context of the Overwatch League, every week heroes at random will be chosen to, I think it's always 4 heroes as well. 4 heroes will be blocked so that players cannot use those heroes, and this will force the teams to come up with different strategies with the remaining heroes, so that matches will always feel fresh. And also, like, you're not gonna have the same teams always being dominant. If they can't always play the same heroes, then it means that you're giving some of the the teams that are at the bottom a chance to beat some of the top teams, because the bottom teams might have a player that's better at playing a specific hero than the other team, but it's just that the other team are really good at playing, maybe I'll give an example. Maybe one team is exceptionally good at playing Tracer and Widow or McCree or something like that, and the other team isn't. So with hero pools, you're constantly mixing it up so that some of the dominant teams won't always be dominant. And in the context of the game itself, people have risen through the ranks just by one tricking, playing one hero over and over. And at the top ranks in competitive in the video game itself, usually they tend to stick to a specific meta, or they use specific characters on specific maps. So what hero pools will do is basically, keep things fresh. Now, the hero pools in the league and the hero pools in the game are different. So they don't share the same heroes in the pool. They are completely separate. And originally in the Overwatch League, it was supposed to be Blizzard, choosing which heroes would be banned week to week. But this Watchpoint show that's on the screen right now, this is a popular show. People love it. And the first week that hero pools was introduced, they actually had a draw. Right here on the screen you see Zoe. She's got the little tumbler machine thingy. So they were basically, it was like a draw. Like they were drawing which heroes would be banned for the upcoming week, right? So they planned to do that just for week 1, but it was so popular that people wanted to see them do that again. So I'm thinking that maybe this will be a regular thing where the heroes that are banned are chosen by the Watchpoint team, basically. And that's a fun little element because you get to see the draw happen live, and I wouldn't mind that at all. In the game, you don't get to see any draw. Like, it's just chosen week to week by Blizzard. So yeah, and it's different. It's different from the league. So currently in the game, the heroes that are banned are I have brain freeze now. So it's Baptiste, it's Orisa, and it's which DPS are banned right now? I know in the league it was McCree and Widowmaker were banned. Like this weekend it was McCree, Widowmaker, Moira, and which tank was banned? My memory, I should know, but yeah. So my review of hero pools is that for the game, so far it hasn't made a big difference to me. There has been some games where, because I'm a healer main, right? So I stick to the healer class, and luckily in the past year or so I became a flex healer, which means I try to change which healers I play. I used to be a one-trick. I used to one-trick Mercy. So I was only playing Mercy for most of the competitive matches. But I started flexing so that I got good enough to play all of the healers, basically. So it doesn't make a difference to me. There were a few times where I was like, oh, I want to play Baptiste. But I wasn't able to, of course. But it's not a big deal to me. I can just play another hero, and I think this sort of thing is good to keep things fresh and to keep people. Because the thing about competitive is that sometimes people play competitive who aren't competitive. Like they play it casually, and if you play competitive regularly and you actually want to rise the ranks, you don't want to be matched with people who aren't taking it seriously, and just want to one trick a certain hero or whatever. You want to be in there with people who are happy to experiment and try different heroes as well. So for that, I think it's good because when the hero pool is live, it only actually affects competitive mode. It doesn't affect quick play. It doesn't affect arcade. So people are free to still play the game casually in those modes. But, it's just that in competitive, if they have a favorite hero that they one trick, then there's a chance they might not get to play that hero. So it might keep certain people away from competitive. And that might be a good thing because then you'll get less of the time wasters and the people who are, trying to play competitive mode casually. So I think it's healthy for the game. And if you are a player who likes to experiment and try different things, then I don't think hero pools is a big deal. I think it's actually a good thing. I think you're gonna actually love it because it's going to keep balance among the players. Now in the league, I think this weekend that just passed showed that it's definitely good for the league. So what are we, week 5? So let's see these matches, right? Florida Mayhem started very weak, and remember that they were the bottom team last year in 2019, and I can't even recall if they won a match. Like, they might not have won a match last year, to be honest, or if they did, it might have been like one match or something, right? But now they beat Toronto, and Toronto started off really well this season. So you're going to see stuff like this where teams that you thought were weak are going to start beating teams that you perceive to be better than them. And that is because of, I'm not going to say it's just because, but, a large part of that is the hero pools. It keeps things unpredictable. So that, that's why I say it's healthy. Outlaws started off really bad this season as well. They actually got a win the previous week in their hometown, and that was before hero pools went live. So so they actually got better. So kudos to the Houston Outlaws. They were able to pick up a victory, and they picked up another victory this weekend. So we can't really tell if it's the hero pools that got them this victory per se, because it might just be that they're getting better, their chemistry is better. But you could say hero pools might have had a hand in it. And Washington Justice, I'm glad they at least got a victory in their in their hometown and everything against Boston. But yeah, this was a big one actually. This was probably the upset of the week right here. Paris Eternal versus Philadelphia Fusion. Now, Philadelphia Fusion is a strong team. They are one of the most aggressive teams out there. And they have Carpe, who is amazing. Like, Carpe, he's one of the best hit scan players. Like, he's one of the best Widow players. And that could be why they lost, because Carpe couldn't use Widowmaker this week because she was banned from the hero pool. So that's a good example right there. You have a player like Carpe, who's very talented at a few select heroes, and he wasn't able to play one of those heroes. He's a good McCree as well, actually, and McCree was banned too. So that's very telling right there. That's probably one match where the hero pool mattered, because Carpe was unable to use two of his best characters, like two of his best heroes. So yeah, and that caused an upset because Paris Eternal beat them. And I need to rewatch that match actually, because I was busy that day, so I had it on in the background, but I wasn't paying too much attention. But I really want to rewatch that match because, as you can see, it was close. It came down to the wire. It was 3-2. And of course, these matches are first to 3. So the first team that wins 3 maps is the winner. So in total, you can have, you know, up to five maps played. And this, you know, this went right down to the grain. So you had 5 maps in this match. So those are some of the best matches, you know, when it goes to 5 rounds. But I will say, Boston Uprising, they had one of the longest matches ever, which was a 5 map series, and yeah, it was not entertaining. I'll just say that. That was when they played Houston 2 weeks ago. But yeah, this match right here, that's an upset, and I would say that hero pools played a part in that. So as the weeks go on, I think you're gonna see a lot more upsets like that. I'm very interested to see how the hero pool is gonna affect a team like Vancouver. Let me just see the standings here real quick. So as you can see, Vancouver Titans, they have yet to lose, and San Francisco Shock have yet to lose. So I really want to see how the hero pool will affect, you know, those 2 teams specifically when they play next. But yeah, so let's get back to this week's hero pool, right? So right, so the banned heroes for next weekend, or this coming weekend, will be Winston, Lucio, Soldier, and Sombra, right? Now this, I would say I don't think Winston makes a big deal, because you have Wrecking Ball. I call him Hammond, by the way, because it's a game thing. Like, sometimes people in the game call him Hammond just because it's quicker to say than Wrecking Ball. But for the purpose of this, I will say, you know, Wrecking Ball. Okay. Yeah, so for the purpose of this, I will say Wrecking Ball. But, yeah, Winston doesn't make a big deal. Like, him being banned next week, I don't think that's really going to make a big deal, because people will play Wrecking Ball. You still have your main tanks, you know, Reinhardt, Orisa. People play a lot of Sigma. Now, there was some cases this week where I saw people, you know, some of the teams were playing Winston, and I believe I think it was Winston and D.Va. Yeah, I think I saw some Winston and D.Va being played in some of the matches this week. So you can't do that, obviously. But, you know, you can play Wrecking Ball, you can play Sigma. And let me just say, Winston is considered a main tank as well. Some people don't consider him a main tank, but he is, just because, you know, he has the barrier and everything. I wouldn't say he's the most reliable main tank, but he can be played as a main tank, right? But I don't think this makes a big deal though, because, you know, he's mostly like a dive kind of style, and you can still play dive, you know, without Winston. So I don't think that makes a big deal. Now Lucio, that is a big deal, because if you pair, like, Lucio has great synergy with, you know, a number of different heroes. So, you know, specifically Reinhardt. So if you pair Lucio and Reinhardt together, like, that usually leads to, you know, devastation. Like, that's an aggressive playstyle right there, and you're taking that away. So that is kind of a big deal. You don't have the speed boost. So yeah, I want to see how the teams adapt to that. Soldier, not a big deal. I mean, we saw him played this week because you didn't have McCree, you didn't have Widowmaker. So a lot of people did play Soldier, but now that Widow and McCree are back, I don't think it makes a big deal that Soldier is gone. People really wanted May to be gone. You know, that's the one that people wanted gone, because she's just so powerful right now. She kind of is the meta right now. Like, May is the meta. Because, you know, she's good in so many situations. So that's the one that, you know, people wanted to see banned, but not this week, unfortunately. But I actually like May anyway, so I don't mind that she's not gone. The one I'm bothered by though is Sombra, because I'm a Sombra fan and I like seeing pros play Sombra. Because just seeing the build up to the EMPs is fun to watch. Especially if you have a lot of in-game experience, you'll know how annoying it is to be hit by an EMP. So just seeing that build up and the development in game, just like we saw earlier with that play that I showed, it can be fun to watch. So it's a shame that she's gone this week, but hey, she'll be back. She'll be back. But yeah, so I'm not sure what teams are gonna play. I mean, we will see a lot of Reinhardt and Diva, I think. Maybe some Wrecking Ball as well. On the healing side, we'll probably see a lot of Moira. That's interesting actually. What are they gonna play on the healing side? I mean, they'll mix it up. It will be, depending on the map, it will change, of course. But I think we'll see a lot more Moira than we usually do, though, for sure. Just because she has that quick kind of burst healing style, so I think we're gonna see more Moira next week. On the DPS side, I think we're gonna see what we usually see, minus Soldier and Sombra. We'll see. Tracer will probably just be the replacement for Sombra. So we'll probably see a lot of Tracer. We'll see a lot of McCree. We'll see Widowmaker at some points, and you'll see a lot of Mei probably, and maybe some Doomfist as well. Doomfist and okay, I don't know. It will depend on the situation, I guess. But I think mostly you'll see, Tracer, McCree, Widowmaker sometimes, and Mei. I think you'll see those characters the most. But yeah. Other than that, I'm really interested to see what the next hero pool is going to be in the game. This week. I'm not sure what day they update that. I think it's Thursday. So yeah, I will have my reaction to that next week. My review of that, I should say, because I play Overwatch every day pretty much. At least for even if it's 1 or 2 games or something. So yeah, that's that. So predictions for next week. Let me do some predictions before I go. This was just like a quick, kind of update show, just to kind of get me back in the flow of things, because I haven't done this in a few weeks, and I didn't want to let another week go by without me, doing a recap here. But as the weeks go on, as I get more comfortable with doing this in my schedule, I'm gonna be making a lot more content, around Overwatch and the league. And I'm trying to figure out some sort of podcast format as well that I can do. So for the people who just want an audio update or an audio analysis, I'm going to figure out the best way to do that. And today I'm streaming on Twitch, but I do want to also stream on YouTube as well in the future, just so we can have more people participating, as I do this live and everything. And sometimes I'm actually going to play some Overwatch too, so look out for that. But I just wanted to give some quick thoughts this week. I didn't want to let another week go by without me not doing this, because I need to kind of build it into my schedule, make it a habit and everything. So okay, so the 14th, right, is Saturday. So you have New York Excelsior versus Atlanta. Now, of course, I've got New York winning this. Atlanta are good. They have potential, but I just New York has the more polished players, in my opinion, with out of those two teams. So as long as they don't, have an off night, New York is gonna win this easy, in my opinion. Spitfire versus Fusion. Now you have Carpe, and Carpe is allowed to play McCree, and he can play Widowmaker. Because they're back in the pool, So Spitfire, I feel like Spitfire are getting better now, but they still need to build up that chemistry, and I hope they get it together before they come to London, because I'm hoping to I have tickets to go see the London homestand, but with the coronavirus stuff going on, I'm not sure if it's going to be cancelled or not. But I hope London continues to get better and better, though, because they have potential too. But yeah, I think I have Philadelphia winning this, just because Carpe will be allowed to play Widow and McCree, so I think he's going to use that to his advantage, and I think they'll get that. Philly has that very aggressive play style. They're actually ones to watch this season. If there was a team that was going to surprise you by making it all the way this year, it's going to be Philly. Like they're that surprise team that you probably won't see them coming, but they'll probably outlast everyone and make it to the finals. So I feel like that's a possibility this year. And remember, they made it to the finals the first time, in 2018. At the finals I went to, it was London Spitfire versus Philadelphia Fusion. And, this is a repeat of that. Obviously, London Spitfire has a new team, like a completely new team. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams fare in this upcoming week. But I do think Philly will go over as the winners. Paris versus Florida. I think Paris will win. I think they'll win that. I mean, it could go either way, but I've got Paris in that one. I don't have much to add. I don't have much analysis on that one, but yeah, I've just got Paris. Okay, and then on Sunday you have Toronto versus Washington. Now this is a repeat match, right? Did they play before? I don't remember, but this one's hard to say actually, because Washington are doing better now, in my opinion. They're doing much better. You know what? I'm gonna go with Washington. I'm gonna go with Washington winning that one. So yeah, Spitfire versus Atlanta. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say London Spitfire will win. And it feels like Boston has played every single week. I'm sure they have. And me and my friend Ramiz were kind of joking about this, because especially after that long match they had against Houston, it's like, wow, they're always playing. They're always on the screen, like every week. Like they take up the most airtime. It seems like it's like the league wants these guys to be the flagship team or something. But Boston, and that was the weird thing as well, because go back to this weekend that just happened, right? So this is Washington Justice's weekend. They're playing in Washington, right? They're the home team of the week. But the final match was Boston versus Atlanta. Why was it not New York versus Washington? That made no sense to me. Like, I don't understand. It's like, why is Boston getting so much love? But yeah, in this match, I don't know. It could go either way. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Boston. Just something makes me feel like Boston will win this. But yeah, it would be cool to see Florida pull out an upset though. So we'll see. So that's my predictions, and that's pretty much all I've got to say this week. Just wanted to give a little catch up here, some thoughts on on the league and hero pools, just because I've been away for a while. So yeah, look out for more Overwatch content coming in the near future. I'll try to do some sort of show like this every single week. Some weeks I will play Overwatch as well. And yeah, if you have any ideas, definitely leave comments. And I'm trying to put together a format for a podcast version of Watch Gang as well. So if you have any suggestions, definitely leave those in the comments as well. And until then, if you are an Overwatch fan, make yourself known, leave a comment, and get involved in the stream when I do stream everywhere. Today I only streamed on Twitch, but in future I will stream everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Mixer too. So yeah, but that's it from me, Gary Swaby. Make sure you check the Koalition.com, Koalition with a K. You know where to find me. I'll be on Twitter.